fact that I will be eating cookies during this tutorial because there's cookies at home and I'm gonna eat it. And we have Bella. Oh, you guys all asked for my everyday makeup tutorial, and I've done this tutorial in my last Get Ready With Me, but I guess because it wasn't soft as the photo, we're gonna be doing it again for you guys. You guys wanted a talk through video, so please bear with the dogs, the barking, the eating, the coffee drinking that you will see throughout this video. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fluff my brows, and I went back to doing the soap brow trick. So this is my Neutrogena soap. I'm gonna spray with a little bit of Mario Badescu rose water. I posted on Twitter that I don't care for this rose water, and honestly, that's just my personal opinion. That's just my intake on it. I just feel that for my skin, it doesn't hydrate it enough, but for some people, they love it and they swear by it. So please, if something doesn't work for me, doesn't mean it won't work for you, or if something works for you and it doesn't work for me, vice versa, don't fucking troll me or get mad at me, okay? So I'm just scraping some soap off this thingy with the end of my spoolie from the Sephora brow brush, and I'm just gonna run this through my brows first, and I want a thick layer of this. And at first, when I was doing the soap brow trick, I didn't understand why it wasn't working for me, and it was because I wasn't using enough. Not a review, but I'm gonna be using the new Nars foundation. I didn't buy it yet because we were told we were gonna get it in gratis from work, so I was gonna buy it regardless because I was scared about my color. But I've been using it for the past couple of days. I went from my internship to school. So for my internship, we were out in the sun, and I wore it and it was flawless. She was flawless. So happy 2018. I hope you guys are having a good start to your year. I turned 23 on January 8th, and I actually had to work. And I chose to work on my birthday. I just felt like, you know, why not? It's a Monday, nobody's gonna do anything. But we are celebrating the actual birthday. I'm celebrating with my sister on the 13th because both of our birthdays are in January. I'm on the 8th and my sister's on the 15th. So we're gonna celebrate the birthdays in between on the 13th. So, fun fact, me and my sister are actually 10 years apart. So she's gonna be 33 and I just turned 23. So please go ahead and wish my sister a happy birthday. If not, we can fight. I don't know, you know, be mindful that she lets me live with her. I'm just joking. So for primer, I'm gonna be using the new Benefit one. This is the Pearl Primer, the Porefessional, but the Pearl version. And I'm gonna be using a little bit. Honestly, I don't use primers as often. I just feel like they don't do anything for my skin anymore. I've been doing, like, I told myself, and me and my other coworker, we told ourselves 2018 is the year we get our skin straight. So I have a lot of texture, like little texture around my mouth, and I don't like that. So my goal for 2018 is to have good skin and can be, I mean, I'm not really insecure about walking out of my house without any makeup on. It's just most of the time when I get recognized, people are like, oh my god, you're Janiefer, you do YouTube videos, or I see you on Instagram a lot, and I'm just like, yo, I can do better than this, you know? Because they're so used to seeing you with makeup on and they don't see you without any makeup on. They're like, girl, what's going on? I'm going to be using Nars Soft Matte Concealer and the Sephora Pro Airbrush Concealer Brush. And I'm going to be using this to kind of conceal certain areas of my face. And this is something that I talked about in one of my live videos, and I'm going to go over this again in this video for you guys. So concealing is different from brightening. This concealer, the coverage of it is more of a coverage. It's covering the pigmentation I have. And I like this concealer opposed to something that's more liquidy because it's thick. It's thick. It covers really well, and I like it with this brush especially. For clients who don't have under eye texture or fine lines and wrinkles, I like to use this concealer under their eye because it gives them the nice kind of coverage and hiding of the dark circles, but it doesn't sit in their fine lines. For myself, I don't care. I'm gonna use this under my eyes, and only because this type of concealing is hiding and using for coverage. I'm not brightening my under eye yet, because I'm gonna do that with a different concealer. On days where I go just to school and my internship, I won't brighten. I'll go out with just this type of coverage because I don't need to brighten for school or for my internship. Where is my beauty blender? Now what I'm doing is I'm just patting that coverage under my eye. Oh, son! You asshole. Oh my god. You are blinding me. Okay, so now we got the coverage down because we covered our dark circles. What I'm gonna do now is wipe off all this extra soap that's up here. My nose is running. My nose is running. So I'm gonna use Syracuse on my face from Nars. Oh, oh, that was a lot. Okay, that was a lot of foundation. Okay. Let me just take some off there, put it over there, put some down here, and we're just spreading this around. This foundation you don't need a lot of. Clearly, I don't know what I'm doing, but it is so full coverage, girl. Let me just tell you, full coverage, very full coverage. I'm gonna use the Tarte Kabuki brush to blend everything out. I saw Amrezy using this. Amrezy using this, and it just blends everything so quickly, so fast. Look, done blending out my foundation. Okay, I kind of like Syracuse better than Tahoe. Sorry, I've been trying to go in between both colors, and I like Syracuse a little bit better. Maybe Tahoe would be my summer color, but Syracuse is kind of okay. So I'm gonna put a little bit more coverage here, and I'm gonna draw little lines up here. Again, blending out my foundation. My hair is in the way. Okay, so now that we got foundation and I concealed my under eyes with the more skin tone color, I'm gonna use Bare Skin from Bare Minerals. This is the Complete Coverage Serum Concealer. I like this concealer, not by itself clearly, but for people who are a little bit more dry underneath their eye, this shit is so good. This is in medium golden, so she's a little lighter for me. And we're gonna just do the whole nose thing. I saw Ayla Sarai do this, and then she did this. I honestly don't care for this kind of highlight right here, but I'm gonna do it because she did it. And my chins. Okay, so now I'm taking my beauty blender again, blend everything out. I like to blend my eyes first because they crease faster, and we're just gonna go over the eyelid because why not. And just patting that in. I think I put a little too much. Okay, so make do with what you got. I guess we can talk about New Year's resolutions if that kind of will float your guys' boat a little bit. So this year, my goal, of course, other than to graduate because I am graduating, and my actual graduation date is May 5th. So I'm so excited because your girl I didn't get held back a year. I just didn't graduate when I was supposed to with my actual class from when I first started college. So I was a little bummed. I was like, you know, I feel like a disappointment. I didn't graduate on time. I was too busy working. I was too busy wanting money that I didn't think about my education first. So a lot of my friends who graduated didn't get a job right away. Most of them were, you know, wanting to travel and all that kind of stuff, which is fine, you know, do you, boo. But for me, I was just like, fuck, I need money, I need to graduate so I can make more money, I'm going to school so I can have an actual career. Not saying that Sephora can't be an option, it's just, I'm gonna spend all this money to go to school, let me at least try, you know? So, one of my goals was that, and then one of my other goals was to never be as broke as I was in 2017. 2017, I think, from when I first started working, was my first year that I was fucking broke. And it was sad because, like, I didn't want to ask for help. Or I did ask for help, but I didn't ask a lot, you know? Like, I didn't want to keep asking my mom for help. I sure as hell didn't want to ask my sister. I was asking my boyfriend more for help with things that, you know, not saying that it could have waited, but like things that we share. So one was our insurance. So he's under my insurance, so I asked him to help pay for it. Sometimes he'll pay for my phone bill because I couldn't afford it. Like, it was bad. This is the year 2017 was the year I had to be independent. And that was because that was the year my mom made me have my own phone line. I bought my first car. So it was just like, it was the first time in my life, my 22 years of living at the time, that I felt so hopeless. I felt so broken. I felt like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing with my life. I'm gonna set with Bare Pro powder. This is in 19 Toffee, and not that you need to set this with a powder foundation. I've just been loving the way the Bare Pro makes my foundation last and stay, and it doesn't change the color of my foundation. So I do that, and then I do a finishing powder, which is Stellar. I use Stellar's Aurora. A lot of people have been asking me what's the difference between a finishing powder and a setting powder, and I learned this from my manager at work, Nicole. If you're watching this, thank you for your knowledge and education. First, a setting powder is something you want to lock in place. So technically, I set my face, my under eyes, my nose, and around my mouth with Laura Mercier translucent powder. This powder is basically gonna hold everything in place. This powder is a mattifying powder, and it also is like a talc base. There's no shimmer in this, so that's why I like this. And if you say you have flashback with Laura Mercier, could be what you're using underneath. I'm just saying. Now, the difference between a finishing powder is it is a topper. I would want to say it's kind of like glitter on top of your nail polish. I want to say it gives you a nice finish. So Stellar's powder gives me the glow finish that I like, and I've been enjoying a lot for my face. So I like this powder all over here. So I do it all over my cheeks, and this gives me a nice healthy glow without looking shiny, I guess. Think of these like the what is that called, the Hourglass ambient lighting powder. This is like that, okay? So back to what I was saying, is that I didn't want to be broke. That's my goals. I don't want to be as dead broke as I was in 2017. Like, yeah, everything was paid, so my bills would be paid, everything would be paid, but I'd be broke. Like, I would have no money. Because I told myself I was gonna be graduating this year, I told myself that I was going to have a career. As much as I love Sephora and the people I work with, I want something stable. And I'm not saying that I'm gonna leave Sephora completely. Don't get that in your head. What I'm gonna be doing is actually, maybe when I do get a full-time job, I'll do Sephora like once or twice a week. And if you all know, makeup is my passion. I would prefer to do makeup than anything else, but in Hawaii it's a little bit harder for me. I want to at least try to work in the medical field in what I'm studying, so that I do get a real idea if that's what I really want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to my eyes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my concealer and my Anastasia 7B brush, I think. 20, number 20, just kidding. Anastasia number 20 brush. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna carve out my brow, but I'm not doing it right underneath where my hair is. I'm actually like leaving a lot of hair out. Simply because I want my brows to be more natural looking, more softer. So I don't want a lot of the definition from concealer. This side is a little different because my arch on this side is a little higher. So bear with me. I'm gonna take my concealer brush, the one that I use to put all over on my under eye and on my face. I am going to blend out the concealer. So one of my other goals, other than having one of my goals other than graduating and getting a career is to save money, but save money in the areas where I know that I will need it. So one of the things that I want to not invest in, but you know, be able to take care of is to help my sister with more bills. Like my sister and brother-in-law are very, very, very supportive. They told me I don't have to pay for a lot of things here. You know, buy groceries every so often, buy laundry detergent. I'll do that. But like at sometimes, like, because I do work and go to school and I have my internship, like this is one of the more busier semesters, but this is the semester where I need to fucking make it. Like, this is it, man. I cannot fuck up. So, oh, son. Okay. Y'all seen this before. I'm gonna be using these two colors. Nope, just kidding. These two colors. I'm gonna be using these two colors from the Jaclynn Hill palette, and I'm gonna be using my Sephora crease brush in number 10. And this look is so easy, I promise you. It's like 3 eyeshadow colors and boom, wham, done. So I'm gonna mix the two colors together. And what I'm gonna do is lift my eyebrows up and buff this in my crease. Okay? And a lot of people have been asking me why I don't set my concealer or my eyeshadow base. And honestly, I learned this from a different makeup artist. I learned this from Cheryl Hazelgrove. She's the creator of Cherbu. And this is when I went to go interview her for one of my films for school last semester. And I watched her do makeup on a client. And she uses her cream base first, like a concealer or a foundation. And she said that when you do this, when you're using a cream concealer, like the Nars one, and you don't set the whole, you're wasting like time. She told me it's like a waste of time to go ahead and set with a skin based color, especially because she does brides. So she wants pure pigment, pure eyeshadow color coming from the eyeshadow. So she doesn't want to keep washing it out, I guess, with the skin based color. So that's what I've been doing, especially at work too with clients. Like, I tell them, if you're gonna buy this concealer for your under eyes or for blemishes, why not use it on your eyelids as well? And they're like, oh, I didn't think of it that way. And I tell them, when you start blending your eyeshadows over, they blend more seamlessly, in my opinion. Don't quote me on it, but that's just what I've been doing, especially with myself and with my clients, okay? So there we have that color. Since we're already here, I'm gonna take a smaller eyeshadow brush and I'm gonna smoke out my lower lash line with the same color combination from the Jaclynn Hill palette, if I can find the brush. This will do, using a small Urban Decay brush that came with one of the palettes, I guess. And I want to buff that under my lower lash line. So with that, I want to save money because I do, for graduation, I either want to do two things. One of two things. One is to either bag my car, which is something that I've been, you know, talking about a lot with car friends, is like, if I bag it, how much is it gonna be, all that kind of stuff. And I actually want to learn what goes on with that. So I either want to bag my car or I want to go on a trip. So I have friends going to Japan in April, and I'm thinking, you know, why not? But again, it's not for sure yet, but I want to save money because I want to do something for myself, something like that. Okay, let's just take a little bit of that off. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to be actually using glitter glue from Too Faced, and this is how I get that specific eyeshadow color to stick. I don't know if this color is even still available on Sephora's website, but this is in the color 292 Brown Diamonds. And let me tell you, never sleep on anything that you think that is cheap because of its fucking price. For $5, you can get this bomb ass eyeshadow. Hopefully it's still available on Sephora's website, but it's so good. Like, it's so pretty, it's so sparkly, it's bronzy. Every time I wear it, I get a compliment, especially if I'm at work. People are like, what eyeshadow are you wearing? What eyeshadow are you wearing? And I tell them, they're like, what? Sephora? What? So I'm gonna take the Too Faced glitter glue on my finger, and I'm basically applying that all over my eyelid. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up this eyeshadow and pat this on the glue. So the glue is gonna help the color stick, but it also helps the glitter from the actual eyeshadow stick too. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just taking my blending brush again and then just buffing out the harsh edge. Okay, I went a little bit above my crease because that's how I get this eyeshadow to stick out a little bit more, or stick out. And I'm actually going to use my finger after I use the eyeshadow brush to apply it on. So picking up my brush again and patting that eyeshadow all over my eyelid. Now for the bottom the reason why I still haven't wiped off my bake is because sometimes this eyeshadow sometimes this eyeshadow has fallout, so I just want something to catch it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to take the eyeshadow, I'm going to pick up a lot of it, and we're just going to apply this all over the eyelid. Do you see? I don't think you really see how pretty this shit is. Let me just focus you. Do you see how pretty this thing is? Come on. This used to be $10, now it's $5. You need to go buy it. Okay? Go buy it. Alright. That's enough for me and my liking. I'm gonna go and take the Kat Von D eyeshadow palette, and I'm gonna pick up this color right here. I wanna say this name is Solas, but I feel like you have to say it how, you know, it's spelled, so Solas. And what I like to do is I like to take this dark shadow and run this right on my lash line. So although I did have the smoke on my lower lash line, using something like this gives us a little bit more definition. I'll be using Urban Decay's 24/7 water-lined eye pencil. This is in the color Walk of Shame, so it's their nude color. Basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to run this on my lower waterline. And that just makes my eye look bigger. I'm using the Surratt eyelash curler, and let me just tell you, this eyelash curler is so good. It's so bomb. I used to use the Tarte one, and then it broke on me while I was curling my lashes, like the spring snap, so I was scared to repurchase that one. So I bought this one, and it's been amazing. Benefit They're Real. This is a baby version. We got it in gratis, so I'm gonna use it on my eyelashes because I use another one, like a different tube for my eyebrows, and I'll show you guys how I do my eyebrows after. A lot of people have been asking me for an eyebrow tutorial, so you'll get it in this video. I'm going to use Anastasia's brow pencil in soft brown. So what I like to do first is I like to lightly, ever so lightly, do the front of my brow first, because I don't need a lot of color. I just need a little bit more definition. So I do a little bit of soft brown. I like to take dark brown. I'm using the dark brown definer, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line my ends, and because I use my concealer already, I know how far and how arched I want my brows. I'm gonna take Benefit's Foolproof Brow Powder, and I'm gonna be using my Sephora brush again, my Sephora brow brush, and I'm only taking the lighter color first, and I'm gonna use the lighter color for the ends of my brow, only because the darker color is a little bit more gray, and I want my brow hairs to kind of match my hair a little bit, match my warmth of my hair. So we're just doing the ends with this one. A lot of people like to use brow gel. Please excuse the fact that you can hear my neighbor blow drying or doing some shit. So what I'm doing is I'm just fluffing again with the mascara. I'm using Benefit's Their Real Mascara in a different tube on my eyebrows, because this tube touches the soap and all the other products, and I don't like to use this specific tube on my eyelashes. Okay, so there you have my brows and how I've been doing them lately. I'm actually gonna pop the same lashes that I wore in that photo. I used the beauty box or lash label. You can use my code Janiefer with 3 A's to get money off at checkout online. Okay, so I'm putting lashes on. I like to touch the middle first, and I'm using the Lash Label Gold Lash, what do you call this? Lash applicator. And I put it down on the middle first, and then my end. All good in the hood. We are going to highlight the inner corner, and I'm gonna use the highlight I'm gonna be using on my face. And most of the time I like to do this because it just brightens up the look, and I'm using the what is this called, Molten Gold from Maybeline. This has been my favorite highlighter and the one I always use for a while now actually. And I'm gonna put that in my inner corner, and I'm using a thin pencil brush. So now let's add some definition to our face. I am going to be using again my Becca bronzer. Becca's bronzers are legit one of my favorites at the moment. This one, specifically Bronze Bondi, is one of my favorites. Now, someone commented on my picture saying that I look like a bronze goddess when I posted the photo. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to recreate how much bronzer I put on my face that day. So yeah, bronzer, it's like, and I always tell people this, I've said this in many of my lives, I don't use contour no more. I use bronzer only for my face because I just like the look of bronzer. I feel like contour sometimes is a little too much. I'm gonna take my little handy dandy Lash Label highlighter brush. It's a very, very small fan brush, and I like this one. And I'm going to take again the Maybelline Master Chrome Molten Gold highlighter, and I'll put that on right here, a little bit underneath the brow and a little bit above the brow. Now right here, what I like to do is again go back in with my bronzer brush and blend that out, because we don't need harsh ass looking highlight. Like, you want it to look, you want to look glowy, like, hi, my highlights right here, but you don't want to look like ashy, girl. You know, you want to look pretty and put together, not fucking busted, okay? I'm gonna take a smaller highlighter, not highlighter, a small blending brush to go down the bridge of my nose. Okay. I'm gonna just blend that out a little bit because that was a lot actually. And I'm gonna do my Cupid's bow. And I'm gonna do my chin. Okay, and if you over highlight your chin, don't worry, just take the brush you used to wipe your bake off with, and there you go. And I'm gonna use Bare Minerals. This is their Gen Nude Under Over Lip Liner, and this is in the color Freestyle. So this is like a, this is nude actually, this is very nude. One of the girls who used to work at MAC said that this is very similar to Strip Down, I believe. I'm lining my whole lip because it's in nudes. So we got the lip liner on. Now for my lipstick, I'm going to be using one of the new Sephora collections Lip Stories lip color. This is in the color Somewhere in Spain. This is number 4. This is like a concealer nude on me, so I'm digging the concealer nude. If you don't like that, you can go with something a little bit darker. See how light that shit is? And I like the Lip Stories lip color because they're very, very, very moisturizing. So now for my gloss that I was wearing, I was using Fenty's Gloss Bomb. Fenty Glow Gloss Bomb, whatever, gloss, yeah, okay. And then I just put this all over my lip. So the Gloss Bomb gives it more of a brownie color, I guess. That is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Y'all requested it, so y'all better like and thumbs up this video because this look is something I do 3 times out of the week if I don't know what I'm doing with my makeup. But this is very simple, very easy, very put together, very defining. I honestly think too it's the hair. When I curl my hair, you guys like me a little bit more. I don't know. But let me know down in the comments below. I love you guys. Thank you so much again. And as always, stay beautiful.